Good morning, it's Gemma. It's day 41 of the oak tree sit spot, and we're in July now, 2nd of July, and we've just come out of 33-degree heat wave and it's spitting with rain. It's a lot cooler but muggy. Um, yeah, and I'm just hoping that I can get a cup of tea in before it starts to pour, which is forecast. We've got lots of crows here today. Yeah, just a quick conclusion to, it's not quite a conclusion, but it's a result of sorts to this scenario with my missing medical records and stuff. Try and be as brief as I can. After a lot of unnecessary stress, I needn't have gone through any of what I've been through, it turns out. Had they just made the effort at the time to look for these medical records, which majority of which have in fact been stored on a hard drive, not visible to the doctors or anybody else that's having to deal with me. So, had I been murdered or had an accident, no medical records on hand, which is disgusting. So I needn't have gone through all the awfulness of dragging up my medical history and reliving all that awfulness, just to prove that I actually have these conditions. And I've really had to fight to get continuity, to see the same doctor, talk to the same doctor that originally signed me off sick and put the wrong diagnosis on my medical certificate. I had to fight to see her again because the social prescriber refused to put in a private letter that I had PTSD because it wasn't explicitly those 4 words that was used, even though it was trauma-related symptoms, and it did say, went into great detail about the trauma that I've suffered throughout my life and that's ongoing. But anyway, the doctor did actually read what I'd sent over and listened, and I do have the correct diagnosis now on the medical note, which is I'm really proud of myself for having stuck with it. I don't think they count on somebody that's vulnerable and ill putting up a fight like that, but as far as I'm concerned, it's not happening. They assume you're stupid because you're down on your luck, and I ain't, basically. And I've known enough toxic people to know what they're like and how I have to deal with them. So, but I just want to say to people how important it is to just hold on to all of your medical notes, all your emails, all your correspondence from therapists, doctors, consultants, hospital. Hang on to it for your whole life, because you never know when you're going to have to drag it out and prove something. Because the level of negligence and incompetence and lack of care sometimes. I'm not saying, I mean, there are some fantastic NHS workers, and I've met some. You know, I'm not saying they're all like that, but a lot of the time you're treated like an inconvenience. I heard somebody say on the news, I think somebody to do with the NHS has just joined. Anyway, that's my kettle telling me to stop waffling on. But yeah, had I not had the life experience that I've had and been, you know, forceful in my pursuit of justice with all this, I wouldn't have got anywhere. Nothing would have happened. So, right, let's just make the tea. Yeah, the rain's falling steadily now. Absolutely love it. After these stifling nights, nothing better really. So while it's not quite as oppressive, I'm gonna probably go for a bit more of a walk today. Got my cup of tea. Have to hurry up drinking that, I think. Let's just get back to the real theme of these oak tree videos, and just to say what part the tree and sitting here has played in the nightmare that I've been going through over the past 2 weeks with the doctors. It's just been something that's, I go away from here feeling a lot calmer. Often I come out of the house, very often, upset, angry, frustrated, because of just a whole tangled spaghetti of circumstances, very difficult circumstances. You know, it's not just one thing, it's lots of things. And I just have a rage when there's nobody around practically, and I just kind of rage out to the, talk to myself on the phone. No, that sounds wrong. I record myself, and often it's not included in the videos that I put out, my full rants and whatever, but it helps, you know, and so that helps, just to be walking out my thoughts and yeah, getting stuff out of my system on the way here. And then I sit here and it's just so, I don't know, relaxing, and not to be confined in a box, you know, the same old four walls where all the drama takes place, and just to be, have those walls gone, just to be left alone in the presence of something that's not gonna judge me, not gonna hurt me, unless a branch falls on my head, of course, but it won't be a bad way to die for me. you know, quite a fitting end, I think. And I'm constantly surprised and awestruck by what I discover here. Yeah, it's just something that I can keep in my heart and in my mind's eye when I'm dealing with the rest of my life. It's somewhere I can return to when I close my eyes and can re-experience the feelings that I have here of being, you know, just the pressure being taken off. And I was thinking this is the first summer that I've actually really enjoyed here, because I've normally been trying to do day camps and overnighters in the forest and getting bitten to pieces, and yeah, it took me a year to realise that being in the woods isn't the place to be if you don't want to get savaged like that. And I don't like using chemicals really to keep the bugs at bay. But I've really enjoyed having this leaf coverage because I feel that I'm a little bit protected here, and you're not going to get people gawping so much. There's a little bit of exposure, but I'd say that 3/4 of this circle that I'm sitting in is surrounded, it's kind of overgrown with bramble and saplings and hedgerows and stuff like that. And often people just don't notice I'm here, and the ones that do notice are locals, people that I see often. It's nice to say hello to them. Yeah, and of course in the winter months you don't have this coverage, so, and I've enjoyed being able to just sit in my t-shirt and not be cold. And I'm not getting bitten here. I do have a citronella candle burning just in case, but yeah, it's just very pleasant. All the people they're just not a part of my experiencing in these moments. It's just me and nature feeling held and, yeah, supported. And that's it. Thank you to those who are liking my community posts with I do write about this and draw as well as make videos about the oak tree. But as you can appreciate, I'm pretty washed out with everything I've been through recently, and sometimes it's just easier to make a video and keep saying it, just turning up, just getting out, getting some exercise, realising that there is beauty and joy and wonder to be had, whatever you're going through. So, yeah. So I'm gonna say goodbye today. Rain's eased off again. I'm gonna have my tea before it gets cold. Get my stuff together and head back. Feeling peckish. I need to. I was really enjoying the pasta breakfasts I was having here last month, and I must remember to stock up on some of that so that I can bring that with me and have something to eat, because food always tastes better when I'm outside. So, yeah. Alright, so thanks for watching. I do appreciate it, and liking, and I'll switch the comments on again soon. I just, not in the mood for judgment and being told how I should be handling things, which some people do. So yeah. Okay, I shall speak to you again soon. Bye. Listen to the rain. I'm not getting too wet under here.